Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in the last video we have covered about the variable and data types, and today in this lecture we are going to cover what are the input and output of a Java, how to take the input from a user and how to display in it in our output. So without wasting our time, let's start the video. So how to taking the input and display in our output, we taking the help of input stream and output stream. So let's start studying about different way of taking the input and how to display it on the output. So let's start. First of all, we cover the input part, and after 5 to 10 minutes I will explain the output part. Okay, so input means you can say that it means taking the data or value during the compilation time. Okay, compilation or running time, you can say. Like you, whenever you write a program and you have to enter your name, suppose the name is statically passes during the variable creation. Suppose whatever the name that you can say ABC. So I don't need that kind of what that kind of strategy, but I want to pass the value during the runtime. So to create that kind of interface, I use taking the help of input. So basically input having varieties of method to take from the user, like using from the console. So first of all I will explain the console method, then buffer reader class method, then scanner class method. Okay, so first of all I will explain the console method. Okay, so let's see the example. Go and we have come from here example. Okay, so to see the how to taking the input from a user in the command line argument. So suppose I want to create a variable int a. Okay, I have created a variable, but I don't have assigned its value. Okay, so then how to ask taking the input, like you have to passes the variable name as a. So a in, suppose I want to passes the integer value, so I have to write integer, sorry, integer. Okay, integer. Then I use a method, the wrapper class method. Means that it is a it's a vast thing. Means I have unable to explain in this single video that how to wrapper class work. I have put another wrapper class video, you can see that, but you have to remember in this step I what the parse int convert your object into a data type value. Okay, so this is a wrapper class method, you have to remember here for this video only. In the next video I will explain all wrapper classes method or its wrapper classes and its method. Okay, so you have to write for integer, you have to write parse int. Okay, and inside parse int you have to write a single line that args of 0. So basically what are the args here? Args here means, see, during the creation of void main, means main function, you have to passes here a argument means you during the creation of function, sorry, parameter, it's parameter. Okay, so during the creation of function you have to pass a value inside the function. That function, the value is called as a parameter. So here I have passes string args. This is the predefined method, means it's a predefined structure that we have to follow. So args, it's a array. Okay, I have passes args 0 as index. Okay, and I want to print the value of a value string manner. Okay, value of a is equal to. Okay, so let's compile the program to clear here. Java C abc.java. I have written here C. I have to do one thing. Okay, so let's compile the program like Java C. What's the file name? abc, it's capital abc.java. It's successfully compiled, and we have to pass this Java abc, means our class name. and here in the command line during the compilation or running time you have to pass as the value of a, because you have to say that it is a input method, right? So to taking the input from user, suppose I want to pass as the value as a 28. Okay, I have write the 28. So see, I have in the output I have getting the value of a is equal to 28. So let me explain how this method or how this algorithm works. So basically I have created a variable a name as a, and I uses a integer.parseInt method, which is a wrapper class method, and inside the wrapper class method I allocated his memory location as args0. So this is the string zeroth index value. Okay, you can imagine that kind of things. And during the compilation it will be successfully, during to see the output I have write that I have passes the value in that time. Okay, so I can see you another end method java abc dot java, and I want to passes the value. You can write this kind of value. Okay, you can use this method also, and I passes the 20. So see the value of a equal to 20. So we have completed the what is this console method, and we will see the using how to taking the input by using a buffer reader method. Okay, so let's see. I have to cut out all things. I will, don't worry, I will passes the code in our description, or you can take the help of our GitHub profile, taking the all notes and all. So how to taking the input from a user by using buffer reader method. Okay, so we will cover that how to taking the input from a user by using buffer reader class. So to taking the help of a buffer reader class, I want to import some package here. Okay, so the package name is import java.io. This is the package that predefined already, someone has developed it, and I have to import it. Okay, so I have import that, and now I will to create a variable int x as my variable name and int y as my another variable name. Okay, so now I have to create a class. Class means we create the class from a java.io package. Okay, so what's the class? Sorry, I want to create an object of java buffer reader class. Okay, so as our method name is to taking input from taking input from user by using the buffer reader class. So to access that class I have to create an object, and that object name, to create that object I have to pass it that buffer reader. Okay, reader buffer reader br equal to new buffer reader, then you passes as new input stream reader, then inside that you can pass as system dot in. Why system dot in means? System in means input. Okay, so I uh, I know this is very lengthy, but you have to remember that how to create the object of buffer reader class. Okay, so that so and now I will passes I will taking the input from from user for which value, for x value. So I will write the x equal to what the my object name is br here. Okay, so I will passes br here, and sorry uh, sorry, I want to taking integer value. So like similar as a command line argument I use the wrapper class function as integer dot parseInt what is my object name here, br dot read line. Okay, this is a method for taking the input from a user. Okay, similarly for y you can write b1 dot read line, and I want to perform their suppose I want to perform their addition. Okay, right, So I want to write system sum equal to x plus y. So let us write here that take, take input, enter the value of x. This makes the better understanding to you, okay? That you have to pass as a value of x or y. You have to know that before entering, okay? It's showing error here through IO expression. So see, I have modified some code here that it's showing some error. That's why I taking the help of try catch method. You don't understand that. It's not necessary for you. I will explain that. We have taking the enter from value of x here and taking value of y here. Don't write see that this kind of code, okay? That system.out.println and then enter the value of x, and same as taking the input x here, and similarly we print our value sorry, taking the input from y here. Okay, then now I perform the sum here, okay? So let's compile the program. Java C abc.java. It will successfully compiled. Now I want to see the output. So what the value of x that I want to taking? I want to perform 10. And what's the value of y? I want 20. Okay. Now see the value of 10 plus 20 is 30. It will show in our output. So this is our buffer reader. How to create taking the input from buffer reader we have completed. Now we will see that how to create using scanner class method, okay? How to taking input from the scanner class. This is I prefer scanner class method is the best way to taking the input from a user. So this is a very easy one also. So let's see. I will make it cut out everything so that again I write, okay? So see here, I have created a variable x and y, okay? So cut out everything here, okay? So to create, for similarly whatever do we sub to taking the help of a taking it to access the buffer reader class, we're taking the help of we importing the package java.io. So similarly for accessing the scanner class, we have to import that what util package, okay? So import java.util.star means it importing all packages of util, okay? So now what we will do, we have to create an object of scanner class. Why we create object? Because we're taking the help of object to create an to taking the input, okay? So now we have to create scanner. Remember here how to create an object. Scanner object as passes the object name, a new scanner. I pass a system.in. It looks similar as our buffer reader, but buffer reader is very lengthy, okay? And I want to taking the input. Suppose I want to taking a as variable, and I want to display some output like enter a number, okay? Then I want to taking the a as ob means my object name, and next int, it is a method of scanner class that helps to you to take out the input. So what's the next int? Next int is a method which tells that you have to taking integer input. Suppose I was showing here, suppose I want to write next c, it will showing varieties of method like next byte, it is another data type. It's next int, okay? Next sort, next big decimal, big integer. That's a varieties of method that I've already written in our what util package. So util package inside the scanner class. So I have to write next int, so for taking the input, then I have to display the output like so t what value is, okay? Now I have to make it zoom java c abc.java, Okay, see if we have successfully compiled our program. Now I will see the output. So it's asked for taking input, like I have to pass as 22, so we have to pass as the value of 22 and see our output. So you have my task is you have to perform some operation, right? I have to create here homework. Okay, right, I have to home.txt. So you have to do that. You have your work is try by your own, otherwise it's very simple one, don't be worry, try by your own. Write a program to take input from user by all three different method. Okay, all three different method and display the value. So this is your first job. Okay, I have to, this is your first job, and in the second work you have to do that, write a program to take input by scanner class, using scanner class, right, using scanner class, and perform all arithmetic operation. Okay, your job is to do these two tasks. First of all, you have to taking the input and display the output by all three different method, and the second method is you have to taking the value of taking the input using scanner class and perform all arithmetic operation like addition. Okay, like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, and we can also perform the module. These are the three type of operation you have to follow. Okay, so our next part is output. Okay, so output means how we take out the output, or how to display our output using three method like system.out.print. As usual, we have to write here, we have write this one. Okay, system.out.print or system.out.println. These two are most similar. What the difference that, suppose you want to write system.out.print means it print in the same line. Okay, same line, it doesn't allow to your next line. Okay, so this is system.out.println allow you to new line. Okay, and this system.out.printf, sorry, system.out.printf, suppose this is slightly different as compared to this above two. Suppose I want to see, showing that example is very important. Okay, see, this is the system.out.println or system.out.print is same. Okay, I want to showing another thing, system.out printf. Okay, printf, it's similar. That suppose I want to pass the value, that value is percentage d. Once, why we use percentage d means where you want to place the value of a in our string. So you can help of the, it's called as indexing or something else. I am unable to memorize. So you can pass this as, see, this is our output, enter number.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in the last video we have covered about the variable and data types, and today in this lecture we are going to cover what the input and output of a Java, how to take the input from a user and how to display in our output. So without wasting our time, let's start the video.